If I take you down, would you really hold me down and be your best friend? She just wanna hit me with a quickie by the pool, and I'm like, yes, ma'am.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a few weeks, but I've taken some time off. I've been in Japan. I've been shooting with the brand new Nikon D780, and that's what you're here to learn about. If you guys are new around here, my name is Jay Krish, and this channel is all about travel, creativity, and hopefully inspiration. I'm throwing in some camera content. Huge shout out to the guys at National Product Review for hooking me up with the brand new full frame Nikon D780. Now, if you guys are D750 fans, or you're well and truly nestled in the Nikon family, you've been shooting on their cameras for a long period of time, this probably isn't a review for you. This is for those of you that have been shooting on action cameras or crop sensor cameras and you're looking to jump up to full frame. Now, the Nikon D780 is a DSLR camera but has the focusing capabilities of a mirrorless. So basically you have the ability, it's an optical viewfinder, which means when you look through this viewfinder, it's optics, it's not electronic, which some people that love DSLR cameras love the whole point of optical viewfinder. Those of you that have shot on mirrorless cameras, you'll be like, nah, I'm more of a electronic viewfinder. This has the focusing capabilities of a mirrorless because you can use this back screen with, I think it's 280 points of autofocus through the back panel. So that's how it kind of becomes this hybrid camera. One of the main selling points of this camera is that if you aren't ready for mirrorless because you still love DSLR, you love the way that a DSLR camera shoots, you've been shooting on DSLR for so long, but you want to shoot video and you want to shoot more video content, well, you're a wedding photographer or something and you've got an epic kit of F-mount lenses, this is the camera for you. And I guess the focusing capabilities really do I haven't shot on the D750, so I can't say, but I have shot on this, and its focusing capabilities match any current mirrorless camera, which would far outweigh that of the D750. What's up, guys? We have made it to Kyushu. We're in the southern, I guess, island, or the most southern island of Japan. And right now I'm in a place called Shimokawa. It's a coastal suburb. Weird to think, right, that I'm at the beach in Japan. I guess most of you would maybe envisage cities, crazy night lights. But yeah, we're at this tiny little coastal town called Shimokawa in Kyushu. And yeah, we're gonna go take a couple photos. I'm shooting today's video on the Nikon D780, and I wanted to give you guys some insight into what this camera was like. You can vlog on it. The video quality is pretty great. Right now I'm recording in 1080, but I'm gonna take some photos, show you some BTS of how I'm capturing photos, and yeah, show you how I maybe show you some insight into how I shoot B-roll as well with this camera. Now, you've got a number of buttons on this thing. It is a really girthy, big body. if you were to compare it to, say, the Z50, if you haven't seen that video, I've made a video about the Nikon Z50, which is really lightweight, crop censored mirrorless camera by Nikon. Really great for those of you that are looking at making vlogs, travel vlogs. Doesn't offer as much as this. Now, this is a much bigger sensor. It also is a much bigger body. It's heavier. One of the cons to this is that there's no in-body image stabilization or IBIS in the body, but it is so heavy and girthy that it's not the kind of camera that you are going to be throwing around. It's stable. When you're holding this thing, you are holding it like a rock. It's like holding a rock in your hand, and it's sweet. It's not going to be janky. At the same time, if you've got lenses that have image stability in the lens, otherwise get a gimbal. We all know how one of those things works. Stick it on, it's going to solve your problem, but you're probably not solely getting this thing for video. That's probably a side hustle or a selling point. You're doing weddings and you're also making wedding videos. You're using this thing for its photography capability. very sort of boring shot at the moment. I definitely want to try and get a human in there. Yeah, shooting right into the sun. Looks very boring. Many of you guys that have already been shooting on DSLR cameras and you're using optical viewfinders, you'll sort of understand exactly how this works. There's a light meter in here which I'm looking at, and I'm basically just trying to expose it at 0. At the moment, if I'm shooting the city here, I've got my shutter speed at 200, my aperture at 8, and my ISO at 100. I'm kind of leaving the ISO at 100 because it's super bright. It's just, I always fix that at 100. But yeah, once you've got those sort of settings dialed in, which is just quickly looking at light, the next thing is to just find something which looks cool, trying to compose the shot. I think that's probably something that I spend a little bit more time and energy on as a photographer than I'd say worrying too much about the technical sides. You could even just switch this camera onto auto. It's perfect for anyone that just wants to shoot auto. You don't have to expose for anything. You're just using the viewfinder to find an image that you think looks cool. I often like to shoot with the live view mode. So basically, camera is on, I'm in photo mode here, and I will be using live mode. That's how I'll be shooting, so I can frame up my shot. It's like if you've come from an iPhone or a phone photography perspective and you're going, you know what, I'm gonna still use that same thinking to get bigger, better photos because I'm shooting on a 24.5 megapixel camera as opposed to like my smartphone, which I don't think the photos are that great. Also, there's a load of things that you can't do on a smartphone with a smartphone lens that you can do when you have the ability to change the focal range, the aperture, and the shutter speed. I mean, you can change the aperture and shutter speed on a phone, but you can't change like the depth of field, really. You can just sort of like digitally do it. Like you can't shoot compression. There's no way you're gonna be shooting on a 200mm lens on your phone. It's not gonna look good. Anyway, I don't need to sell that. You can still do it the way that you would on your phone. So you use this screen here, you frame up your shot, you can even have autofocus on, which is on the side there. Come on, focus baby. That just took a photo. Wanna check out my photo? That's my photo. Back over to manual. I just wanted to start those first couple of shots auto. It's always fun just getting your eye in, just sort of getting composition right. When you play around and you know you want to get the light good or you're happy with the light, then I jump back into manual, start to use optical viewfinder, or even I will just use this screen here to frame up my shot. So let's keep working on that. And having a look at the hardware of this camera. On the body at the top, you have both the headphone and microphone jack input, which is perfect for any cinematographer that's wanting a director of photography and a monitor to kind of overlook their shots. You also have the intervalometer or just any kind of remote input, and then it's upgraded, I think, with the USB-C for both charging and for connectivity, as well as an HDMI. Flipping it over, you have the dual SD card slots, which is a big win for those of you that like to shoot overnight, you're trekking or hiking, and it remains with the same battery as the D750. I've been shooting on this for like 2 days straight. I think you can take up to 2,000 photos with this single battery. I mean, I was shooting photo and video into like throughout the days and it lasted. So it's really, really good battery life. The other thing this thing doesn't have is a flash, which I've heard the D750 did have. Doesn't really bother me. I think if I was, you know, at the stage where I was shooting flash photography, I would probably have a flash adapted, or you know, I'd use the hot shoe and I'd have external flashes going off left, right, and center. So that doesn't really bother me too much. But the purpose that I mostly have been using this for is shooting videos. Fold out flip screen, great for shooting low, high, getting up if you're at a concert and you want to shoot up like this. Here's a thought. The whole point of having all these buttons on the body of the camera is so that you're not flicking to go through to the menu as much. That's why the pro range of any sort of camera company has buttons as opposed to having to flick through the menu. Like if you had a tiny little camera which had like 4 buttons and every time you wanted to change the settings, you'd have to click into a function key and then go through and change it's a nightmare. It's really annoying. So that's the beauty of buying a big, handy, girthy DSLR camera. Guys, if you want to check out more reviews, camera reviews, then go and check out National Product Review. Very directed towards Australians that are watching my video, but that's not to say that you can't go to National Product Review from any other country. Make sure to check that out. It's the top link in the description. If you do want to check out the Nikon D780 kit, this is the Nikon D780 with a 24 to 120mm kit. Also, you've probably seen that I have scratched the lens. I scratched it because I took it adventuring and I was physically rock climbing up this hill. All right, the boys are literally going rock climbing to get to the top of this mountain. Which I do not recommend without a lens protector. I'm also going to put a link to a lens protector so you do not scratch your lens in the description of this video. Check out this kit, check out the videos that National Product Review have up, and if you have enjoyed this video, if you've enjoyed my take, my insights, do punch the thumbs up button, subscribe to this YouTube channel, add this to your travel camera bag, and I'll see you guys in the next upload. Hope you enjoyed the video. Jaya. Peace.